Every single day, unsuspecting buyers hand over their hard-earned money for a used car and drive straight into a financial nightmare they never saw coming. Repair bills stack up fast. Mechanics shake their heads, and the regret sets in before the first oil change. Today, we're counting down the 6 worst cars Consumer Reports says you should never buy. Some of these will surprise you. Others will make your jaw drop. And the number 1 car on this list? It became absolutely infamous for catastrophic, wallet-destroying problems. Let's get into it. Number 6. 2008 Chrysler Sebring. When the 2008 Chrysler Sebring hit dealerships, it looked like a decent deal. A sleek convertible option, a reasonable price tag, and the kind of curb appeal that made buyers feel like they were getting something special for the money. For a lot of people, it checked every box on paper. But here's what the brochure didn't tell you. Underneath that attractive exterior was one of the most frustrating ownership experiences Chrysler ever produced. Consumer Reports flagged this vehicle repeatedly for reliability issues that spread across nearly every major system. Engine problems, transmission failures, and electrical gremlins that would haunt owners for years. The 2.7-liter V6 engine, the one that came standard in many trims, developed a nasty reputation for sludge buildup when oil changes were delayed even slightly. And when that engine let go, repair costs weren't pretty. We're talking anywhere from $3,000 to $6,000 for an engine rebuild or replacement. For a car that wasn't worth much more than that on the used market, that's a gut punch. The automatic transmission was another sore spot. Owners reported rough shifting, delayed engagement, and in some cases, complete transmission failure before the car even crossed 80,000 miles. A replacement transmission could run $2,500 to $4,500 depending on the shop. Not every Sebring owner had a horror story. Some drove theirs without major incident. But the problems were widespread enough that resale values absolutely cratered. Dealers didn't want them on the lot. Private sellers couldn't give them away. And mechanics? They didn't mind seeing a Sebring roll in, because it meant steady, repeat business. The Sebring was a tough start to this list. But trust me, the further we go, the worse it gets. Because what happened with the next car shocked buyers who thought they were making a smart, practical choice. Number 5. 2011 Nissan Juke. On the surface, the 2011 Nissan Juke looked like a winner. It was quirky, sporty, and unlike anything else on the road. First-time buyers loved the bold styling. Young drivers were drawn to the turbocharged engine and the fun-to-drive personality. For a compact crossover, it had serious attitude. Then the bills started rolling in. The 1.6-liter turbocharged engine at the heart of the Juke was its biggest selling point and its biggest liability. Consumer Reports noted reliability concerns across the powertrain that frustrated owners who expected Japanese dependability. Turbocharged engines are unforgiving, and the Jukes required premium fuel and meticulous maintenance. Skip a service, and you were flirting with disaster. CVT transmission failures became one of the most talked about problems in Juke owner forums across the country. The continuously variable transmission was prone to overheating, jerking, and in some cases, complete failure, often surfacing between 60,000 and 100,000 miles. Replacing a Juke CVT wasn't cheap. Quotes ranged from $3,500 to $5,000, and that's before labor costs at specialized shops. Electrical issues added insult to injury. Owners reported problems with the infotainment system, sensor malfunctions, and warning lights that seemed to turn on for no clear reason. Diagnosing these issues often meant multiple shop visits and repair bills that stacked up fast. Resale value suffered badly. The used market quickly learned what the original buyers found out the hard way. The Juke's long-term reliability didn't match its fun first impression. Ownership regret became a common theme in owner reviews. Some Juke owners drove theirs for years without major problems. But the pattern of complaints was consistent enough that Consumer Reports couldn't ignore it. And neither should you. Now, if you thought a turbocharged crossover was a risky bet, wait until you see what happens when someone drops luxury money on a car that turned into a full-blown money pit. Number 4. 2009 BMW 7 Series. The 2009 BMW 7 Series was the definition of aspirational. A flagship luxury sedan dripping in prestige. Buyers were drawn in by the hand-stitched leather, the whisper-quiet ride, the iDrive infotainment system, and the kind of driving experience that made you feel like you genuinely arrived. For buyers catching one on the used market at a fraction of the original price, it felt like a steal. It wasn't a steal. It was a trap. Consumer Reports gave the 2009 7 Series some of its lowest reliability scores across multiple categories, and with good reason. The electrical system alone was a labyrinth of complexity that left even experienced mechanics shaking their heads. BMW's iDrive system, while revolutionary, had integration issues that led to random failures, module replacements, and diagnostic sessions that could cost hundreds of dollars before a single part was touched. Air suspension failures were common. When that system went down, buyers faced repair bills of $2,000 to $4,000, sometimes more, depending on how many components needed replacing. And because BMW parts aren't exactly budget-friendly, every repair came with sticker shock. The cooling system was another weak point. Thermostats, water pumps, and radiator components on the N62 V8 engine had a habit of failing around the 80,000-mile mark, often all at once. Cooling system overhauls on the 7 Series could run $1,500 to $3,000 or more at a dealership. Here's the real gut punch: depreciation. A 2009 7 Series that sold new for $80,000 could be found on the used market for $12,000 to $18,000 a few years later. That sounds like a deal. But when the repair costs start rolling in, those savings evaporate fast. Mechanics who specialize in European luxury cars built entire businesses on the back of 7 Series owners. Not every owner ended up buried in bills. But the ones who did often said the same thing. They never saw it coming until it was too late. We're only halfway through this list, and things are about to get worse. Because the next car on our countdown wore a family-friendly disguise and hid its problems until it was far too late to turn back. Number 3. 2012 Dodge Journey. On paper, the 2012 Dodge Journey made a lot of sense. It was an affordable 3-row crossover that could haul the whole family, came with a reasonable price tag, and looked decent enough in the driveway. Parents shopping on a budget saw it as a practical solution. A sensible choice. Consumer Reports saw it differently. The Journey ranked among the lowest in predicted reliability for its class, and the owner feedback backed that up with troubling consistency. Powertrain problems were the biggest complaint. The 2.4-liter 4-cylinder engine struggled badly under the weight of the vehicle, leading to excessive wear and performance complaints that surfaced earlier than they should have. The V6 option was more capable, but brought its own set of headaches. The automatic transmission was where many owners really started feeling the financial pain. Harsh shifts, slipping gears, and outright failures were reported well before the 100,000-mile mark. A transmission replacement on the Journey could easily run $3,000 to $5,000, a devastating blow for a vehicle that was supposed to be a budget-friendly buy in the first place. Electrical gremlins showed up with alarming regularity. Faulty sensors, malfunctioning HVAC systems, and a dashboard that sometimes lit up like a Christmas tree for reasons no one could easily explain. Diagnosing these issues took time and money, and the fixes rarely felt permanent. Resale value told the whole story. The used market punished the Journey hard. Buyers with any research under their belt avoided it. And the owners who were already in? Many of them were stuck, because trading out meant taking a beating on a vehicle that had already cost them far more than they planned. It wasn't every Journey that failed, but the pattern was undeniable, and the reputation stuck. And now we're in the top 2. Which means things are about to get seriously dark. Because the car sitting at number 2 on this list wasn't just unreliable, it became one of the most expensive daily drivers money could buy. For all the wrong reasons. Number 2. 2010 Mini Cooper S. Few cars have ever sold a lifestyle as effectively as the Mini Cooper S. Fun, retro, iconic. Buyers were completely charmed by the go-kart handling, the premium branding, and that unmistakable personality. When you drove a Mini, you felt like you were part of something cool. Then reality arrived, usually around 50,000 miles. Consumer Reports tracked the 2010 Mini Cooper S and found reliability problems that were hard to ignore. The turbocharged 1.6-liter engine, shared with some Peugeot models, was known for a range of mechanical failures that turned this charming little car into a mechanic's favorite customer. Timing chain tensioner failure was one of the most devastating and well-documented issues. When the tensioner failed, It could cause catastrophic engine damage. Owners who didn't catch the symptoms early were looking at engine repairs or full replacements running from $4,000 to $8,000 or more. That's a lot of money for a car this size. The automatic transmission and the dual-clutch gearbox options both drew complaints. Owners reported juddering, delayed engagement, and failures that required full replacement. The clutch packs in the automatic transmission were particularly troublesome and expensive to address. Cooling system issues, power steering pump failures, and electrical gremlins rounded out the list of common complaints. The repair bills stacked up fast, and because these were many specific parts that required specialized labor, costs at dealerships or qualified shops were eye-watering. The worst part? The Mini Cooper S depreciated quickly once its reliability reputation became public knowledge. Buyers who paid a premium for the brand found themselves underwater fast, stuck with a vehicle that cost them far more in maintenance than they ever budgeted for. Ownership regret became the dominant emotion for a significant chunk of 2010 Cooper S owners, and it spread fast through online forums and word of mouth. Some owners loved every mile of theirs, but many others walked away swearing they'd never go back. Now take everything you just heard: the transmission failures, the engine disasters, the electrical chaos, the financial nightmares, and multiply it. Because the number one car on this list didn't just check one of those boxes. It checked all of them. And it did it with a luxury price tag that made every repair feel like a personal insult. Number 1. 2008 Land Rover Range Rover. The 2008 Land Rover Range Rover looked like the perfect luxury SUV. It had commanding road presence, genuine off-road capability, and an interior that felt like a rolling five-star hotel. Buyers loved the status, comfort, and prestige that came with owning one. But behind the luxury image was one of the most expensive ownership nightmares of its era. Consumer Reports regularly ranked the 2008 Range Rover among the least reliable luxury SUVs on the market. And unlike vehicles with just one major flaw, this SUV seemed to suffer problems in almost every area. The air suspension system became one of the biggest complaints. It delivered an incredibly smooth ride when new, but failures were common and extremely expensive. Owners often faced repair bills between $5,000 and $8,000 just to restore the suspension system. Then came the engine problems. The 4.4-liter V8 developed serious timing chain and guide failures that could destroy the engine if ignored. Once internal damage spread, repair costs skyrocketed. Some owners ended up paying well over $10,000 for engine rebuilds or replacements, turning the SUV into a complete financial nightmare. Electrical issues made ownership even worse. Random warning lights, failing sensors, infotainment glitches, and mysterious system failures became common complaints. Many independent shops struggled to diagnose the problems, forcing owners to rely on expensive dealership repairs. Transfer case and drivetrain failures added another layer of frustration. Repair bills stacked up fast, and many owners felt trapped in an endless cycle of costly maintenance. The steep depreciation only added to the disaster. Used buyers saw falling prices and believed they were getting a luxury bargain. Instead, many inherited someone else's money pit. Not every 2008 Range Rover was a disaster. Some carefully maintained examples survived with fewer problems. But the widespread reputation for catastrophic repairs and endless reliability issues severely damaged buyer confidence. For many owners, the 2008 Range Rover delivered far more stress than luxury, and that's why it earned the number 1 spot on this list. Which car on this list shocked you the most? Drop your worst ownership experience in the comments below. We read every single one. If this video saved you from a mistake, smash that like button, subscribe, and watch our next video right now.